we counting down? 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so in theory, we should be live right now. Welcome to Believe TV. My name is Bruce Sampson, and I'm your host for this New Year's Eve edition. This is going to be very, very different. We have a couple of guests, friends who are on with us, and I am going to bring them all on in just 1 second. Bear with me though, because I'm actually playing around with some new software, or actually new aspects of the software, but it looks like we're all on now. Can we all see each other?
Yeah.
Hey, yes.
All see? Okay, so I am going to introduce everyone, and let's just do it this way. I think this is working. I'm hoping it's working. That everyone else can see you guys too. So on the side of me, well, let me start up top first. Up top above me on the screen is Claire Kellar. Hi, Claire. What's up?
Hi.
And Claire is, I'm in Louisiana, and Claire is also here in Louisiana, but at a different location. And then right next to me is a good friend who is coming to us from Cape Town. Are you in Cape Town?
I definitely am in Cape Town. Hi.
Okay, from Cape Town, South Africa. This is Christine Bam. Welcome, Christine.
Hi. Thank you. So cool to be here.
Happy New Year.
Thank you. We have about 20 minutes left before it's New Year on our side. So it's very exciting.
Oh, awesome. We have many, many hours before it's New Year's for us.
Yes.
So that's cool. So we met, how should I do this? So let's start with Christine. So Christine is a musician, singer, educator, amazing person, and I'll let her tell you more about herself than I can possibly tell you. But we met, was it last year? Yeah, I think
Yes.
it was last year, right?
Yes.
Or 2017, I think. Yeah, so I was privileged to be a director with the Young Americans with their world tour. And one of our stops was in Cape Town, South Africa. And we had the privilege of visiting her school and working with her students and seeing and hearing her amazing choir. And we forged a friendship over the year and a half or whatever it's been, or 2 years that it's been. And so Christine, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us who you are, what you do, and all that good stuff.
Sure. So I am Christine. I'm 26. I'm from Cape Town, South Africa. I grew up here. I was born here. I grew up here. I'm still living here. And I've always loved singing, and I sang in all the choirs in Cape Town, South Africa. That's really good choirs in South Africa, and it represents the country on all choir competitions. And from there, I went on to study music, and I went to teach at this school in Kraaifontein, and I started a choir there. And yeah, this is how we met, with the Young Americans coming to the choir and changing the kids' lives when you guys were there. And just, you know, through music and performing arts, and just really making sure that everyone knows that there's a place for them in the society, and that they can believe in their dreams and make it come true. So yeah, that's what I do. And I actually sing for a living.
Yes. And that's one of the things I've been so impressed. Like, it feels like every time I turn around, you're in some different country, either performing, you know. Do you mostly do classical music, or just a wide variety?
I mostly do classical music. I was trained in a classical way with my music performance degree. So it's all classical, Mozart, Bach, Beethoven, all of those, Brahms, all of those composers' music. But I love it. And I mean, a little bit different to the typical German or French opera stuff. I was part of the cast of Porgy and Bess this year, and we toured to South Korea. So that was very nice. And it's a different kind of music. It's a different feel to the music, but it's still classical, which I'm comfortable in.
Awesome. Yeah, every time I see one of your posts, I'm like, that is just amazing that you do all these amazing things and all of that. One of the things that blew me away too, and I swear, Claire, I'm going to get to you in a minute. So, Christine, one of the things that I was so impressed by was, we're down in South, down in Cape Town, at your school at the time, and so when we first met the kids, I thought, oh, well, maybe they just, because I heard that the choir was fairly new.
Yes.
At least that's what I thought coming into it. And then you guys performed for us. And I was like, whoa. I mean, they were just amazing with choreography and their vocals. It was just incredible, and their passion. And then I got to talk to you a little bit, and you started talking about them performing other places and stuff. And I'm like, okay, wait, because it was just really weird, because I think my perception going into it was completely flipped once I actually met you guys and got to see what you had done. And I'm still so impressed with what you've accomplished, in such a short amount of time. But I guess it just also feeds into that whole concept that we were talking about earlier, which is the embrace of the possible, And I mean, obviously it also speaks to your gifts and your talents. But go ahead.
I never wanted to teach. That was kind of not part of my idea. So you are right saying that we met in 2017. We met in 2017, and I started the choir in June 2016. So the choir was 1 year old when you came there, which is still a baby choir. I mean, they have only been singing together for a few years and for a few months. And I mean, at first it was really terrible. I'm sure anyone can say that of something that they've done for the first time. It's just not what you think it would be. And I just sat down with the kids and I told them, I read this book that my friend gave me on the success of the All Blacks and how they actually how they got to where they were. And the coach said, and I always tell this, so I'm sure the kids watching or speaking with me when I'm telling this, but the coach always said, the coach says in the book that for a lot of the practices, he would sit with the team and just make them put on their socks. And the reason for that is that they have to put on their socks properly in order for them to play a proper game. And I mean, starting a choir or working with a new group, you have to constantly learn how to put on your socks to do something great and to be able to work together. So we've only been working together for a year when I met you, and they did so well. We came back from a choir camp that weekend. That's why we had new music to sing and choreography. So the choir camp is just to work on music. And I mean, I just thought it won't be a good performance. Everyone is tired. I definitely trained the kids on the choir camp. There's no sleeping. There's only singing and learning new music. So, but it was such an honor to perform for you guys when you were there. And I received this quote from my friend, 2 photo frames for like a Christmas dinner we had. And the one said, "Today is a perfect day to start living your dreams." And I thought that I want to post that for the new year, because it really is. And every day we get the opportunity to actually live a dream that we have, whatever the dream might be. But together with that, I also got a quote saying, "Dreams are only dreams until you wake up and make them real," which is also so true. So your dream will stay a dream until one day you get up and you decide, today I'm going to tackle this dream and I'm going to make it a reality, and I'm going to work hard, and I'm going to believe that I'm going to be able to do this. And with that, you can accomplish all your dreams. I mean, any dream is possible to accomplish if you work hard and if your mindset is correct. So that is really my idea going into the new year, is focusing on working on my dreams. A lot of people also says, "Oh, I see you going overseas, you're living the dream." I'm not living any dream, I'm working a dream. I want this, and I want to sing, and I want to change lives. So it is constant work to actually do that. But I want to do that.
That's awesome. Now, I think that that's a perfect segue for me to bring Claire into the conversation, because
Yes.
Claire is someone that I've known, I mean, I guess most of her life, to some degree. Claire's dad and I went to school together back in elementary school. We went to a Catholic school together, and we were both altar boys at Catholic church and all of that. And of course, her mom also went to school with us as well. She was a bit younger than me. And so I've been watching Claire for a long time, and Claire is an aspiring singer-songwriter. I shouldn't say aspiring. She is a singer-songwriter. It's just that the whole world hasn't gotten to know her yet, but they will. And so, so Claire, tell us about your dreams and aspirations and what you're thinking about this next year with regard to that.
Right now I am just writing and writing and writing. I don't really stop, except for sometimes I do because I need a break and writer's block happens. But, I just keep working towards it. I'm like doing vocal lessons, I'm taking piano lessons. I go to like this singer-songwriter circle that's in Covington, Mandeville area. Yeah, every month. It's pretty fun. It's nice, Just I went to a songwriters retreat in November. So yeah, I'm meeting people and growing.
Okay, I'm going to stop you for 1 second.
Great.
Can I stop you for 1 second? Okay,
Yeah.
so you just said that you went to this songwriters retreat, but you didn't really give it its due. Like, whose was it? And like, you didn't just stumble on this retreat and walk into it, right?
No, this lady I started posting some originals online and on Instagram and stuff, and so this lady started following me, and I was like, "Oh, Claire, like this woman, she's like developed people like Gavin DeGraw. Well, no, she didn't develop him. She like worked with him, and she's developed people like Katy Perry and Sheryl Crow." And she was like, "You should check it out." And I was like, "Okay." And I was like, "There's no way there's no way I'm gonna get in. There's no way." And so I was just like, "Okay, I'll do it for fun, but okay." And so I auditioned and I got in. And her name is Judy Stakey. That's who it was. Yeah. She is a music publisher. Yeah, they like give the songs out to people. She's worked with a lot of cool people. She's awesome.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah, she's incredible. And I just want to make sure you didn't gloss over the fact that this wasn't something people could just walk into. Like, you actually applied and were accepted, and this person found you online and was like,
Wow.
yeah, So if there was ever a question before that of, I wonder if I have any talent, I wonder if I'm any good, like,
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So
Oh my goodness.
It's fun.
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yes. Wow.
And Claire is mostly self-taught, right?
Yeah, I started I started playing guitar my freshman year of high school, which was 6 years ago, I think. Yeah, 6 years ago. Because my dad started teaching me, and then he works offshore, so he doesn't really have a certain schedule, so he'd be gone for like sometimes maybe a month, sometimes maybe like a week. And I got tired of waiting, so I just kind of like picked it up and started looking things up online. And yeah, that's kind of how that happened.
Wow.
Yeah. And so Christine, Claire has so her original instrument was guitar, and so she's still playing. And just in the short time that I've known her as a songwriter and all of that, and to play like her, she's getting really, 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 really good on guitar. At least I think so.
Thanks.
And she recently started taking piano lessons. And just the other day, she was over at my house and she was just playing some stuff, and I I was talking with her mom, and she was like playing the piano in the background. I just went, okay, wait, stop. I'm like, you just started playing, and you're already like doing all these really cool things, and
Oh,
she's reading
wow.
music and all this really cool stuff. So,
I
and
have really
also,
bad
I guess I should.
shoulder. So
You
if
say it
anybody has
again.
that, I said I have really bad shoulder pain from playing the piano and guitar. So if anybody has any like tips for that, just let a girl know.
I understand how that feels. Since like when I started playing piano, my shoulders are always just, it hurts and my back hurts. And it is just your posture when you play, I think. I mean, I'm not a specialist on the piano, like at all, but apparently you have to sit a little bit higher and your arms need to be relaxed. And I mean, I think that's the difficult part, to relax while you're playing something that's definitely
Yeah.
not like the first thing that you learned to do when you were little.
That is so true. I remember taking piano lessons when I was, well, I started really late because I actually taught myself how to play piano and played by ear for years before I ever took any lessons. And so when I took those lessons, I'd already built in all these bad habits that I had to, well, I was gonna say that I had to get rid of. I didn't get rid of them. And so that could be that's probably a bad thing. So kids, when you take your lessons, listen to your teacher. But I remember
Yes.
her talking about your posture and the way your arms should be, and and all that stuff. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I've already built in all this other stuff. So I don't know that and my fingering is always wrong. But
Oh,
anyway,
mine as
um,
well. Oh, goodness.
oh really? Well, that makes me feel better.
There's something very humbling about playing the piano, especially when you have
Yes.
students singing and all of a sudden you cannot remember how to just play a C major chord and they're busy singing. Oh, goodness, I'm not sure. Am I playing with the first or the fourth, or which finger should be pressing on C? Yeah, I have experienced that.
That's awesome. That's incredible. Now,
I will,
oh,
I
Christine.
will be in big trouble if I don't greet my choir moms that's on the live feed. We have some of my choir moms from Cape Town watching. We have Vanessa Velati, who is my right hand, and she's been with me from meeting you the year before I met you. And if you don't mind me doing this, also Christine Kirschner, she's also online, I see, watching us. And she's also a mom from my original Parky choir that I had. So they are online checking us out.
Oh, that's awesome. That's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. There's no real format to this at all. We're just freeform, whatever we want.
Right.
One of the things I forgot to mention to you too, Christine, is that Claire is also a member of the Young Americans.
Yeah.
So there's that in common, kind of.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very special. After the Young Americans came to Kraaifontein, I had a student, his name is Brayton, and you met him, Bruce. He did a part of the segment on the Cape Town part of the video where he spoke. And he just told me, ma'am, when I'm done with school, I want to go to America. I want to be part of this group. I want to go change lives. I want to do exactly what they are doing. And he is just finishing matric this year. It's very special.
Oh, wonderful.
Yes.
Wonderful. I do remember him. I totally remember him. Because I think when we were performing, oh, I forgot the name of the place, but the Waterfront? Is that what it's
Yes.
called?
Yes.
Didn't he come with you guys to the Waterfront?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. And that was an amazing thing too. Like to all of a sudden come out, from backstage, and then all you guys were out there. It was like, oh my gosh. It was so cool to have you guys come out and see us.
I heard beforehand
so
that you guys are coming to the school, and I was like, I have no idea where this is and what will they do. And I will have to have the kids in the school for 2 days and they won't be attending classes. And I mean, what is this about? And it was just life changing for them. So I mean, to go to the waterfront the next day, there was no choice actually. We just had to go, and we had to come watch you guys again, and they had to be there, and yes.
But it's also, I mean, but also give yourself credit too, because you're one of those teachers who, I mean, you made that happen though. You know what I mean? Like, to you got those kids there. It's not like they just went poof and just and just showed up. Um, and that was another thing that really impressed me about you from the very beginning was you could just tell how invested and how much you cared about the students. It wasn't just a job. You know, it wasn't just a paycheck for you. It was important to you.
Yes.
I think I'm right. And although Believe isn't really affiliated with the Young Americans, we're a completely separate thing. But I would be remiss if I didn't say that there was a significant part of my experience in being with the Young Americans that helped to inspire the creation of Believe and what we've been doing. And I'm sure Claire can attest to also being inspired by the YAs and
Yeah.
and all that. So Claire, what was your experience like?
With Young Americans?
Sure. Yeah.
Oh, is that what we're talking about still? Okay.
Yeah.
It was really incredible. I did South Tour in the spring. I was actually a new kid whenever they were on World Tour. I met so many incredible people that I will be friends with for the rest of my life. So incredible. And I stayed in places I don't think I'd ever would have seen without Young Americans, unless like I'd had to pay to like go there. So yeah, it's pretty fun. Yeah, it was a good experience.
Now, and Claire, you've also had experience with Believe, obviously, too.
Yes. That actually was, Believe was I did that. I started as a camper with Believe. I think I was a camper for 3 years or maybe 2. I can't remember. And that
Sorry,
definitely.
does that mean that you took part in Believe?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was a camper with Believe. The first year I remember going, and it definitely had a impact in my life, and it's probably one of the reasons why I ended up auditioning for Young Americans too, is because they only come here every 3 years in Louisiana. So being around that, like more than one, like more than every 3. English is hard. More than once every 3 years. Definitely impacted my music journey too. I don't think I would have picked up music as much as I actually did without it. And it also helped me build confidence. So, yeah. It's great.
Cool. So, Christine, for your benefit and for those who are watching that don't know what Believe is something we started 5 years ago. We just finished our 5th year of Believe. It was actually intended to be a one-time event for my hometown in Louisiana, my small town of Bogalusa, Louisiana. And the idea was to come back and to help the community believe again, believe in themselves and to believe in each other and to embrace the possible. So I brought a team of master teachers, 2 dance instructors, 1 acting instructor, and 1 music instructor, along with myself. And so we wrote a show, put together a musical variety show, but it was all themed. And it was all themed. That first year was Live, Laugh, Love was the theme. So everything in the show had to do with those aspects. And then so we continued on organically because people started automatically asking us to come back. And even in that first year, I actually a gentleman I just met from China came out to see Believe, our very first one, and was so impressed that he
Wow.
invited me to China to do a 1-day, one-man version in 3 different cities in China. So
Wow.
that was one thing, and that led to some other things with them bringing students over to America to interact with American students and for us to do different versions of Believe. But also we've expanded now to beyond just my city in Louisiana. This coming year, we will be doing 3 different cities in Louisiana and 2 cities in Mississippi. We've also done Florida. And so it's kind of just been growing organically, just as people see it and experience it. And they're like, we want that too. You know, it's kind of been growing like that. So anyway, and so each year it really is a different theme. So this past year was Don't Stop Believing because it was our 5th year, which was kind of funny and ironic because I really went into that year thinking that was going to be the last time we were going to do it. I was like, 5 years is good. That's a good little run. So let's
No,
go
you're
out with a
gonna
bang.
keep
Let's have
going.
fun.
Little did he know.
What's that?
Yes. You're gonna keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I am now. Yeah, but that wasn't the plan initially. And then it's so funny how God works because like everywhere I went, there were people just telling me their stories about how Believe impacted their lives and how I have to keep going with this, without me ever saying I was going to stop. They were just giving me this message over and over again. And then my main directors, Nick, Patrick, Abby, and Spider, all were like telling me, they're like, "Oh no, we're in this with you, and we're going to keep this going." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, let's keep going." Then, as long as it's working, as long as it's needed, and then yeah, we just want to keep going and keep growing it because I think just like you, Christine, I had that same passion of I want every single kid, every single community in the world to experience, first of all, experience the arts, but more importantly, what the arts can do for them and what it and just that notion, that feeling of believing in oneself and understanding that there's so much that's possible, that virtually anything is possible. And it goes back to what you were saying earlier, Christine, which is if you, one, believe that it's possible, and 2, are willing to put in the right work, have the right work ethic about it. If you're willing to work for it, then anything can be done. Anything is possible. And
Yes.
there are too many times when I encounter people in communities where it's very clear that they don't feel that way, that they feel lost or they feel hopeless or whatever it is. And there's just that part that beats inside of me of like, no, I want to shake them. No, don't give up. If you just believe, you can do it. You can do it. Just go for it. It doesn't matter what anyone else says. You believe and you be willing to work, and anything is possible.
Yes.
So we're not going to stop believing. We're going to keep going, and and um, and I don't want to give away the whole thing, but Christina and I have been talking for the last long about collaborating on a couple of projects and ideas because I have another level of belief that I want to take us to, and so we've been talking about that, and hopefully we can find a way to make that work and find some benefactors who are willing to help sponsor this vision
Yes.
that I think we both share. So yeah. Does anybody, do either of you guys have anything else you want to share in terms of, okay, wait, can I just stop for 1 second? So Vanessa is saying, happy birthday, Sharon. Do you know who Sharon is, Chris?
It's one of the choir moms that was tuned in. I think she went offline. She has a birthday. It's New Year in South Africa, so Happy New Year from our side.
Oh, it is new. Oh, Happy New Year.
Thank you.
That's so
So we have one of the moms watching as a birthday, and I see another one of the moms came on as well. Nicolette Clarence, her daughter, has also been singing with me for quite a while, and also Karen Zendhofer, I see, is watching from Germany. That's very exciting.
Yeah, now that's a friend of mine.
Yes.
uh, yeah, so it's cool. We have a nice little audience. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't clearly see what's going on. But yeah, so first of all, Christine, thank you for letting us bring the new year in with, or you bringing the new year in with us, or us with you.
Of course, it's so special.
That's pretty cool. But so, do either of you have any other thoughts or ideas or anything that you want to share, whether it's about the new year or whether it's about music or anything?
I want to ask how someone enters the Believe summer camps.
Oh, so you mean as far as like the students who want to participate?
Yes.
So you would just go to our website, which is believecamp.com, and you would just see which camps are available and which ones are nearest you, and you can sign up for the camps there. So there's information for you to register online, and those are already live for 2019. We've already completed all the ones for 2018, obviously, since we've run out of year. But
Yes.
we've already set up. I forgot how many did I say? 5 camps for next year. So, and that's for the summer. But again, I'm always in the back of my mind trying to think of or opening ourselves up to doing more camps. And one of our goals is to expand and do things year round, including traveling across the country and overseas. So we're constantly looking for other opportunities, even if it's not the full Believe camp. It could be my team or partial part of my team coming over. And our main team consists of, like I said before, our 4 master instructors and myself. So that's the 5 of us. And then beyond that, we add the team based on who we are. So like Claire is one of our counselors for the camps that we do in the summer down south. And so we have a combination of counselors that we personally take with us to every single camp. And then we also invite like students who have now graduated and they're in university now, or they're working in the community. We invite them to come and join our team for that week and work locally, because one of the things that we wanted to do with Believe was to invest in the community. We didn't, I mean, it is kind of I call it a hit and run in that we come in and we make all these connections and embrace the community and everything, and then we have to move on. But we wanted to leave something behind. So that's why we try to engage with students and teachers and anyone else that wants to be involved in that process, so that they're more fully engaged, and so that when we leave, everything's not gone. They're still there. They were still part of the process, and they can still invest in their own community. So that's one of the ideas and concepts behind Believe, because one of the things I wanted, once we decided we were going to continue going on, was I wanted that investment from the entire community, because I didn't want it to be just for the kids. It's for the adults as well. And the way that I kind of view it is the kids come together, they work with us for that week. We see the changes and we make those changes together. And then it's their job now to take all the love and energy and positivity that we've poured into them and now pour it back into their own community. Exactly. So and that's what we charge them with. So that's really that's what it's kind of all about. And so, as I was saying, one of the dreams and goals for us is to go beyond just the summer. So the summer should be, the big camps where we travel to different places and stuff. But there's so much of the year left where we could still be invited to schools and communities and come in, even if it's just a weekend or a day or so, whatever it is. We have some amazing people who share the same vision and have the same heart, and they're professional entertainers and educators, and we just love to interact. And like I was saying with you, I don't want to give it away what we've been talking about, but it is that interaction. You know what I mean? It's that global and international interaction that I want to see.
And I think that is so important, especially for our youth, like all over the world. It's so important to know that it is possible to interact on a bigger level than just in your class or just in your school or just at college or just in your own community. You can go way beyond that, and you can touch lives and change lives. You can change your own story way beyond where you are. That is such a big thing, and it is something, it has a lasting effect, so it's not something you do once off and it's finished. It's something that will always stick to you. I mean, it's 2 years later and I constantly hear about your visit in Cape Town from my students. So it is not something that will happen once and it's done. It's something that I think any person should invest in doing. I mean, it lifts up not only the child or the institution where you are, but really the whole community, and with that, all the communities that they work with again. So in turn, everyone gets to, rise.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. What's that saying about uh, rising water lifts all boats, or something like that.
Mhm.
So yeah, it lifts us all,
Exactly.
So yeah, absolutely. That's wonderful. Okay, so we're probably going to have to go ahead and shut down because my battery on my computer is dying, and I haven't charged it up. But I have sincerely enjoyed this, and we have to do this again. Thank you, Claire, so much for being here and taking time out of your day. Thank you again, Christine. Say
Pleasure.
hello and good talks to everyone in South Africa and Cape Town for me.
Oh,
Very much so. And hopefully we can do this again, and we'll keep talking about our secret project and and see what we can do to
yes.
make that a reality.
And Claire, I
So
look
happy New
forward
Year.
to meeting up with you.
Yeah. Cool.
Yes.
Definitely. And to hear your music.
Yes,
I
yes.
have a
Um,
Facebook page. It's Claire Keller Music. Everybody can go check it out.
Yes, we will do
Claire
so.
Keller, yeah, definitely go check her out. She's got some talent, some chops, and she's going to be a big name in the very near future. And
Yay!
I'm going to get 10% of everything she. Just kidding. Thank you guys so much for being here. Thank you to everyone who tuned in, for everyone who's going to watch this repeat later. Happy New Year. God bless. And we are out of here, I think. Well, it's going to take a second before we actually are out, but just want to say goodbye and thank you guys. Thank you,
Bye.
Christine. Thank you,
Bye
Claire.
bye.
It's the possible. Don't stop believing.